Ladies and gentlemen, the objective of our enemy is another fold: the destruction of the military family unit. Their objective is to destroy the armed forces from within the American family unit. They want to discourage parents on a daily basis from allowing their children from stepping up to the plate, lifting that hand, and taking the oath to defend and protect. Because by doing that, they reduce our numbers. Colonel West and Staff Sergeant Horn will agree with me. All three of us have stood on that battlefield with these warriors, and warriors such as these. Colonel West mentioned the Navy SEALs. Special Forces together have also stood on that battlefield with them, boots on the ground. This is the reason why I am here today. Many of you know with regard to the 3 Navy SEAL cases. Just a few short months ago, we as Americans achieved a very important victory in those 3 cases. David Lussier, Graham Ware, and myself, and 375,000 other Americans stood together, shoulder to shoulder, raised our voices to totally protest against that injustice. We stood with the Navy SEAL community, Special Operations community, Maritime Tactical community, and the Navy SEAL Fund to ensure that those brave warriors were not used as pawns by the enemy and our own country. You will recall that when the American people stood together and voiced their opinion, the sheer strength of our numbers and our voices demanded accountability and the production of evidence in those cases. The government's cases crumbled one at a time because they had no evidence. It is because of those victories that I stand before you today. I do not stand before you representing myself or any one person. Instead, I am honored to represent a very, very special group of Americans who believe in the innocence of the Leavenworth 10. With the full strength and support of the Navy SEAL community, the Navy SEAL Fund, Special Operations community, and the Maritime Tactical Security, and the 375,000 Americans who helped us achieve that victory just a few short months ago, I am here today to stand before you to deliver a very special message to the families of the Leavenworth 10. We are standing with you 100% in this fight to get these men out of prison. We know our voices can and will be heard in Washington. I live there. They've heard my voice many times. And we have vowed all of our hearts, all of our prayers, and all of our strength and determination to see every single one of these guys come home, and to make sure that we're there to hold that victory party with you. Because we know firsthand what it means to take action. Now, one of the things that I want to send you all home with today is a very special mission. Colonel West touched upon it. I want you all to stand shoulder to shoulder with us, just like you did today. I want you to contact your congressman or your congressional representatives, because you are their representative. I want you to contact them and demand that they represent you in Washington by doing one simple thing. It's the most powerful thing they can do. Request for a congressional inquiry into these 10 cases. Forget about Senate. They have no power. Congress has the power. I worked on Capitol Hill for too many years. They have the power to undo this. This is an election year. You must tell each and every one of your community representatives and every one of your congressmen across the country and every one of your neighbors in your community, you are the voices of these 10 men. You need to go back. You need to spread their message. Learn. Whatever you learn today, you need to tell them about it. And you need to tell them to write to their representatives as well and demand for a congressional inquiry. And let your representatives know that come November, if you don't see some kind of action between now and then, there's going to be hell to pay. What What bothers me the most about this whole situation is not just because of the fact that we have 10 of our American sons in jail. Is that we have representatives who gave the authorization to known combatants down in Gitmo. Get this, I don't think you even know this. They have the availability every day to internet access, to communicate with their friends and family via email and Skype. They have access to cable television, video games, and other luxuries. That's down in Gitmo. Meanwhile, our 10 guys, they have a very select few radio shows. Mine's not one of them. They're not allowed to watch a lot of TV because they only have a few select shows. They're not allowed to get on the internet. They're not allowed to get on Skype. They can't communicate with the outside. Why is that? Why do we allow known combatants to have more luxuries than brave American warriors? That's another question you need to go to your representatives about. And you need to raise some holy hell, because your tax dollars is paying for them to have the luxury while our 10 sons aren't allowed to have it. That's ridiculous. These men answered the call of duty not because they felt like it. It's because they loved America and what it stood for and what it stands for. Freedom. Now it's your turn to answer that call. Take our mission to be their voice and fight for them in their name. Use those voices to tell their story. And let's help break the military justice system, because it needs to be fixed. I want to thank each and every one of you. For all of our veterans out there, thank you for your dedicated service. Thank you for lifting your hand and taking that oath to protect and defend our great nation. And thank you for one hell of a ride today, because you really gave this biker chick something to go back to Washington with. You guys are awesome, truly. Thank you to Vicki and Scott and all the families. Please, keep your strength up. Our prayers are with you. And like I said, you've got a very powerful group of people that are behind you right now. We're not going to let this fail. Thank you very much. God bless America. God bless our troops.